Greetings once again everyone, and today I'm coming from Canon's European headquarters to give you a short preview video all about the brand new RF 85mm f1.4 L VCM lens, which Canon have just announced. I had the opportunity to play around with an early sample copy for a couple of hours last week, and hopefully I'll be able to review a final copy from my studio in the coming weeks to get a bit more technical with it. It's a full-frame lens for their mirrorless RF mount cameras, and it's the latest in Canon's VCM series of hybrid lenses, intended for both stills and video work. As you can see, it fits in perfectly with the rest of them, and that series' uniformity goes to Canon's credit, as it makes the lenses easier to swap out when shooting video, especially if you're using an electronic gimbal and you've balanced everything up. At 636 grams, it's a tiny bit heavier than its brothers there, but only by a little. These are intended to be Canon's best possible options on the RF mount system, and they're correspondingly expensive. This new 85mm option is going to be £1,679 here in the UK, or €1,899. But all the other VCM lenses I've tested have been very high quality so far, and their extra features, an aperture ring, uniform size and low focus breathing, are all pretty helpful for professional shooters, especially video shooters. As with other VCM lenses, this thing is weather sealed with control, focus and aperture rings, and as with the others, the aperture ring will only work in video mode on all but the very latest Canon RF mount cameras. That aperture ring turns smoothly but can be locked in or out of A or camera controlled mode. The lens's aperture mechanism has 11 iris blades to it, and its minimum focus distance is 75 cm, so just a little bit closer than average for a portrait lens. And here is the new lens next to Canon's f2 and f1.2 alternatives on the system. Interestingly, it's barely any bigger than the f2 semi-macro lens, although the darker aperture lens on the left does have macro capability and optical stabilization, which probably takes up a bit of extra room. This new f1.4 lens is unstabilized. The giant f1.2 lens on the right towers over both of them though. Here's a picture of a scene taken with both the 85mm f1.4 and f1.2 lenses. As you can see, the older f1.2 lens is offering noticeably more out of focus backgrounds here, but the difference is not big. The quality of the lens's bokeh, as you can see, is lovely and smooth in both this and other sample pictures I was taking that day, and it's obviously going to be an excellent choice for portrait photography. Like I said before, this is an early copy of the lens, so Canon are probably still tweaking things with it, but let's take a quick cheeky look at image sharpness anyway. Take these test pictures with a pinch of salt. On a 45 megapixel camera at f1.4, the lens's sharpness looks excellent with great contrast, and stop down to f2 for perfect sharpness there. Let's open back up to f1.4 and take a look over in the corners, and they look pretty much as sharp as the middle at f1.4, which is good news. Again, stop down to f2 or f2.8 for perfection. So that seems like a very nice performance, which is very consistent with its 4 VCM brothers, but like I say, this was an early production copy, so please wait until I can get hold of a newer copy for a full review before making any concrete conclusions for yourselves. Like Canon's other VCM lenses, autofocus is lightning fast and very accurate, as you can see here, and there's virtually no focus breathing that I could see anyway. Overall, while this lens's price is on the high side, it's shaping up to be an almost exact fit with its VCM brethren of wider focal lengths, and that's a good thing. Image quality and handling and everything else all seems to be right there. I'll try to get a full review with the final version of the lens out to you as soon as I can, and a big thank you to Canon for letting me get my hands on this thing for an early preview. Ciao for now, everyone.